Hey everyone, this is Jono from Veracity with another video in my video series. This one on some terminology, xAPI actor, learner, and LRS user. I will note this is specific to Veracity Learning, our LRS, and may not apply in some other cases. No demonstration today. We're going to get right into some slides, and let's talk about the first term on that list, xAPI actor. So according to the xAPI specification, the xAPI actor is the individual or group that performed an action. It's not quite good enough for what we're trying to describe here today, so let's add to it a little bit. The individual or group that performed an action as tracked in an xAPI statement. So, this is indeed the person that performed an action, but what we're really talking about when we talk about an xAPI actor is the identity that's in the data that's tracked. This is important because we have data about xAPI actors, but xAPI actors do not log into the system. So they don't have an account, they don't have a username, they don't have a password. We just get data about actors. So we have no limits. The Veracity LRS does not have any limits on xAPI actors on any of our plans in the system. And again, xAPI actors don't log in. So learners, how does this relate? Learner is a user of the Veracity Learner portal. I'll put some information in the description of this video about what the learner portal is and what it does. But essentially, it's a place for your learners to log in and access content within the system. So in this case, they do require an account for the learner portal. They have a username and password or a single sign-on solution integrated or whatever, but they do require a login to the system because they're going to log in and do something in it. They're going to use it. This is associated with an xAPI actor. So you, as a learner who logged into the learner portal, when you launch a course and you have data tracked in xAPI from that course, there is an xAPI actor in the data that is associated with you, the learner in the system. So we have a little bit of overlap here where learners are associated with xAPI actors in the data. However, an xAPI actor in the data is not necessarily associated with a learner because you don't have to use the learner portal. You don't have to have all your learners in the learner portal, etc. And finally, there are limits in the Veracity LRS based on the number of learners. The different plans have different limits to the amount of users you can have. And finally, LRS User. So this is a user that logs into the administrative, the data manipulation, and or the data analytics modules of the LRS. That's just really one component that you're logging into, and then based on the plan and the permissions you have, you kind of see what you see, but you are a user of the administrative section of the LRS if you are an LRS user. This does, of course, require an LRS account or a single sign-on integration. Access and permissions of these types of users are controlled in the LRS permission system. Again, I will put some information in the description of this video. I've done a few on how permissions work, and really we're talking about LRS users. There's a permission system that you can do a lot of different things within the system. Turn components on and off, make them view only, etc. And those rules apply to an LRS user. There are limits to the amount of users based on the plan, based on the number of learners. That's not really the case here. Based on the plan you're using, shared plans work differently than dedicated plans versus on-prem. So what I'll do is I'll put another description about our plans and how those work, and it'll give you an idea of, do you have one user, or do you get to administer your own users, the multi-tenancy features, and how that all works. So yeah, not based on the number of learners. There are limits on the LRS based on the number of LRS users. Typo. All right, short video, no demo today. I think we're going to go ahead and call it. If you like this video, please subscribe or click that thumbs up button. Thanks for watching and have a good one.